here. Hello. Give me a heads up if you're still here. Give me a heads up if you're still here. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah. All right, so are we there? Are we there? This thing says 10 seconds live. I'm a minute ahead now, so apologies for that. It was connecting to the Starbucks Wi-Fi, and now I'm back. Let's see. It was connecting to the Starbucks Wi-Fi. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm back on my mobile. So I'm back in business. I picked up these are recently just came out, folks. This is a Samsung A17, replacing my smashed A22. Difficult to get a screen protector, but I found an EE store. By the way, EE, you've got me as a client. I picked up an EE SIM card when I was at the airport, 250 gigabytes for 35 quid, and it's been serving me very well. Mostly good phone coverage around the country. And today, when I couldn't find a screen protector or a cover case for these new A17s, which are only 3 weeks old, I found the EE store, which had relocated, or it was in a store. I went in the store, I found it, went inside, and they had the screen protector and this clear case for 10 quid. So there you go. So I'm happy. I'm not thrilled. I mean, and also I got the phone 20 quid on sale. So it was 20 pounds off, and so that was a pretty good deal. So I got myself a new phone to replace the broken A22. I'm using that as a hotspot right now, slaving off of it. So thanks, you guys. Yeah, it's I've never broken a screen. I've never cracked a screen in my life. In 35 years, that's how I mean, I've been in deployments and combat, never broken a screen. And it just happened. It's very disappointing. Anyway, it was a tiny table, and it was a bad spot. It happens. Life is not perfect. Anyway, so I think you're going to find the interview I did a short while ago very interesting. But I want to address something here very quickly here as I take a sip, and hopefully there's enough sugar in this cappuccino, because I put like 8 in here. It's a Starbucks, it's a little bit smaller. It's not my Costa sippy cup, but anyway. Yeah, that's almost good enough. Still, it's coffee, but you know, make the most of it. Addictive substance, coffee is. But yeah, so I want to address something here that's come up in a few different groups that I'm not a member of, but people have been sending me screenshots of. So there are some people who don't like me because of the conduct of my viewers. Well, I would tell you that if you don't like me because of the way my viewers behave, you've got a personal problem, not me. I've heard the comment, it's a cult-like following. Seriously? A cult-like following? You don't know what a cult is. I ask nothing of anybody to do anything. I direct nobody towards anything, whether it's faith or drugs or a product. I don't push anything. So that is a very disrespectful and rude comment, and you don't need to watch my channel if that's how you feel. I really don't need you here if that's how you feel. People are welcome to watch what the hell they want. I don't know how many freaking 10,000 million times I've got to tell people that there are 60, 120 million content creators on YouTube. Go watch one of them. Badmouth me because you're a pathetic, cowardly little shit that hides in a WhatsApp group is sad. You got something to say, come say it on my channel, say it to my face. I'll talk about behind doors. The total lack of respect by hate wankers who've never accomplished anything in their life, attacking me and calling me names and saying I have a cult following because people like my content. You're sad. You're really sad. Is that getting through? Are you getting that message? Shall we try it clairvoyantly? You know, number one, who raised you? Wolves? Were you raised by the EFF? You know, look, I'm not old, but at some point I'm older than a lot of you folks, and you know, I was raised to show respect for your elders. What the hell's wrong with some of you people? I'm also a retired colonel. I was raised to show respect for people of authority and people of accomplishment. But some of you people just really have no respect for anybody, and you're the people that will wind up in hell. Make sure you take some money to pay the ferryman, okay, when you get to the River Styx, because that's where you're going, straight to hell. Straight to hell. You gotta learn to respect people. If you don't like my content, then go elsewhere. But to run off in a group and think you're secretly talking about me and disparage me and lie about me because you don't like what my viewers do, you're not even complaining about something I said or did. How sad is that? How pathetic is your life that you have to go into a social media group to complain about a independent journalist whom you don't like because people say things on his channel that you don't like? Seriously? You might want to seek care. You know, they do have facilities for that. They have couches. You lie back on the couch and you talk about your love for your mother or whatever edible complex you've got going on there. I swear, it's unbelievable. Yeah, no, expat family Joubert. It's just, you can't let these things slip by. I mean, bad manners are bad manners. Yeah, the Branch Davidians. This is the Wyatt branch of the Branch Davidians. Welcome. They call me David Koresh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what's in the chat here. The Sterkfontein Psych Hospital. There, that's the right place to go. But honestly, folks, I mean, I've seen this for several weeks, but then I just had another one sent to me last night that just really kind of sets me off about this. If you don't like my channel, then go somewhere else. But don't talk about my channel. You know, there are channels of people who I've interviewed, people who I'm associated with professionally that I don't like at all. I don't like them at all, but I don't talk about them in other groups of people. I don't go, oh, I don't do that. What kind of children are these? Monterey Seabrits, welcome to you. Charles Van Olsen, the voice of reason. Pickles here. I think the fuzzy thing's keeping the wind from hitting you guys, right? I didn't hear that. Let me see how it sounds. I didn't hear that. Let me see how it sounds. Yeah, the fuzzy thing is keeping the wind off. Yeah, good. Okay, so Whirlwind, Shannon, Awkward Line. It's funny for people to claim in the last couple months I have a cult following because I had very little following for 5 years. You know, it took us 4 years after YouTube censorship to get back to 20,000 subscribers. Nobody says it was a cult then. It's only after the Refugee thing we soared to 112,000. Now people are calling it a cult. I'll tell you what. If I have a cult, let me just tell my followers right now. Okay, guys, this is your devoted dear leader. Please go to your bank account, empty it out, and send me all of your life savings. Do it now. Super chat, 10,000 Rand, $10,000. Do it now. I am communicating to my cult now. Please go and send me all your money. All your money. I need a Ferrari. I need all your money. Yeah, they don't know what a cult is. The Branch Davidians, David Koresh, Jim Jones, those were cults. Rebel Refugee. Thank you for your membership. Cult member walking in. Oh my goodness. Eli Berserker, welcome to you. Carol Ann, good evening to you. Sloth Puppy, there's an OG. OG's from the very beginning. Kratos, welcome back. Students, that's an unusual username. Heinrich Kaneda, welcome to you. Du alte Knabadu. Christa van Aarde. Hi there, Chris. We'll probably miss the first half hour, but catch. That's fine. Chris is pulling Ronaldo. How's that? I'm not late. This thing's supposed to go at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. I set it for 4:30, and the connection wouldn't connect. So you blame it on the networks in this third world country that I'm in. Alan Kotza out. Holden Caulfield's back. Varoshka's here. DT. Courtney McBride. Courtney, what's going on, man? How you doing? I was thinking about you the other day, Courtney. I was thinking about you. How you doing? I have some tragic news to share, which I'll share in just a few moments, okay, folks? And you're going to say, how can he do this? iPhone is a much better brand. No, it's not, Courtney. Just like UC Berkeley is not a better school. Phoenix, clouds are gathering. In fact, they are. Look at that. Clouds are gathering. 70 Rand for the cult. Thank you very much. Glad you sorted the phone out. Yeah, I did, Pickle. Okay. Charlene Borger, welcome to you. Ruben Tillbury, AJ Quinn, Julia Mariki Bezuidenhout. I've got news, by the way, folks. Don't run off if you're waiting for the news. Inkwell Odyssey, but I have to give you some personal news first before that. It's my birthday today. I'm now 45 years old. My girlfriend is coming over soon to cook for me, so I may have to bounce. Well, Courtney, happy birthday to you. I don't have the cake to give you. And there's, Carol Ann. Cloud for the dear leader. Clouds are gathering. Hey, Courtney, did you hear that this is a cult, man? What's it like in Utah? You know, some people speak ill of LDS Church. I don't. But they say the same thing about the LDS Church. All right, so congratulations, 45 years old, Courtney. Pickle, Darlene Fourie, Cornier Sten. Okay, all right, cool beans, Mr. Miss Smith, Arctic, Andre Mostart. Oh, when I opened it up, I tried to put the SIM card in, and I couldn't figure out how to put 2 SIM cards in there. And then it was like, the girl's like, that's strange. I'm like, yeah, isn't that weird? And I'm like, oh, wait a second. It goes here, also it fits in the slot. It was kind of weird where the expansion micro SD card goes. Anyway, Sandra Young. Boy, it's really windy out here. Peter say, I feel like I'm on the seashore. 1440, never had a flat tire, suddenly 6 more. Yeah, crap happens, man. It's like my phone never breaking the screen. I mean, I see people that have broken screens all the time. I can't stand it. I'm kind of anal about it. Get the OtterBox. Yeah, OtterBox is pretty good. Yeah, they're also very pricey, but it's worth it to save a phone. But that phone I paid $139, $149 for almost 5 years ago. I've used it for 5 years, so that's not bad. You break that down, it's about $25 a year, $30 a year. Twin says we love you. Krista, it's a cult. Okay, what else? It looks like the rain is coming. I'm going to get drenched here, it looks like. This is typical. There's the sun, and here's the rain clouds right over my head. Clouds are gathering. Give them the buddy. Truth and learning is not a cult. It's because you're helping us. They're jealous and hurtful. Hateful, yes. Yep. People need to understand what certain words mean before throwing terms. Exactly. Yeah, they try to sound erudite, and they're not. Thank you. So loved. Okay, 5-year-old adults. I'm jumping ahead a little bit now. Nix, welcome to you. Okay, I have my personal news got to share. Marvin Herbler, welcome to you. Karen for the best and Tiger and Sweets. Elna Pretorius, Jeanette. Okay, I hope it rains there. Yeah, I don't need the dust. Vilma Rasmus, it's your birthday. Wow, 2 birthdays today. Vilma and Courtney have a birthday. Happy birthday. And Etienne Broncourt, here's my life savings, dear cult leader. Man, I've got a very poverty-stricken audience. I'm going to have to get the erudite, wealthy elites. Can somebody get the ANC caterers to come on the channel? I need wealthier donors. Man, it does not look promising. I hope that stuff holds off. The wind's blowing, maybe it'll blow it away. Anyway, so you're hard to catch alive. I'm always alive, man. Here you go. Let's check. That's at 58 beats per minute. The wind is blowing, but the trees are not moving. Well, they are moving. Look at that. Those leaves are moving, man. An Afrikaner used to think that we are smart people since we have changed my mind. Joe's hard. You're going to find it a hard place to get an argument from a lot of people. Okay. All right, folks. How long are you going to be in the UK? Another 10 days or something like that to Real Wesley Smith. I leave on the 18th, I think it is, thereabouts. I'm still covering the Rugby World Cup. I've got the games this weekend, then wrap up, and a few days to catch my breath, and I'm headed back. Yeah, Scientology. Welcome to it. Welcome to it. Love the laugh. Sorry, you have the poor bunch. Yeah, no, I have a poverty-stricken crowd. You are going to like it. If you look, guys, if you're looking to make some money, not a lot of money, but money for those who don't have any money, I'm going to produce a video later on. It's a place you can sign up to become a reseller for these meals from FoodSock, and you're going to like it. If you've got a little bit of drive and ambition, you can make some coin and you can help people. All right, Tom Cruise, Scientology. Okay, folks, Hunter Cup, 70 Rand. The poor people keep contributing, and the clouds are here. They haven't gathered, they're here. Thunder. All right. Dark clouds, yeah. Okay, guys, so now I want you to understand that this is a difficult day for me, okay? But you learn in a youth full of tragedy and misery to compartmentalize and put things in a box and open that box when necessary. Had we had this broadcast 2 hours ago, I would have been hard-pressed to not break down. I was in tears a short while ago. Thank you, Angel, for the 14 Rand super chat. Savings towards the cult. My brother called me from the United States. Rob called me to tell me that our father passed away last night. So John Nicholson, my stepfather, the only one of my 3 fathers that was ever much of a father to me, passed away last night. He was in a care facility, and he's no longer with us. As I said, he passed away. What's on my screen here? He passed away last night. So after that, I was eating my lunch after I got that news from my brother. He doesn't call very often, and so I knew something was up. I thought maybe he'd gone in hospital, but in fact, he called to tell me he passed away when Rob was asleep, so he wasn't with him when he passed away. He was at a care facility. And so I took the call, finished my lunch as best I could. Then I did a 45-minute interview for you all, and now I'm doing a live broadcast. So, again, for those who might think that I'm heartless or something's wrong, when you face tragedy, and you face it so often, particularly early in life, you either lose it or you learn to deal with it. And while I may be a little animated, jovial for my audience here, and you may be seeing that, understand that my heart is broken. Shouldn't have said that. I was doing pretty well until I said that. He's a good man. The first to go was my stepfather, the evil stepfather. He died in 2008, shortly after I went to Botswana. He was an evil bastard, and much of the world won't miss him. My sister will miss him, but much of the world won't miss him. My natural father died just a few years ago, just before I retired from the Army. And now my first stepfather has passed away, and he was more of a father to me than any of them. He's the one that we live with in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and took me to my first baseball game, took me out to become a baseball player, bought me my first glove. His father, my step-grandfather, was the only grandfather I ever knew. He was a Merle's Marauder in the Second World War. And they were Welsh So my brother's part Welsh. I am too, but much further back. It's forgotten about so far back. There's almost no DNA from the Welsh in me. But a lot more my brother Rob. Coal miner family, not that generation, but a few generations back. But the grandfather was a bookmaker in a bookbinding factory, and it was a Merle's Marauder in the Second World War, and then his son. So Robert Fox Nicholson and John Robert Nicholson passed. So he just passed away last night. So, oh my goodness, this is a hell of a storm that's coming. My laptop keeps blowing off of here. So, 14 Rand, Hug a Buddy says, Darlene, thank you so much for that. There's so many people saying their condolences. Thank you for that. Eli, yeah. Thank you, Levin. 50 months you've been a member on this channel, Levin. 50 months. Can you imagine that? My goodness. Thank you all for your thoughts and your losses. Or your condolences, not losses. Thank you so much for that. I can't thank all of you. There's just so many coming through. Thank you all so much. As I've said so many times of recent times, you know, life is ephemeral. We have a certain amount of time on this planet in this existence as we know it, as cogent, lucid, sentient beings. Make the most of it, folks. Treat others well. Treat others as you would like to be treated yourself. Respect others. Do good deeds. Make the most of your life. Enjoy your life when you can. Be responsible and plan for the future, because you never know what awaits you. I call my stepdad my heart dad. Oh, there you go, Allison Johnson. Thank you for your membership and your super chat. Yep. Thank you guys very much. Yeah. So he was only in my life directly for a few short years in the 1970s, but they were special years, really special years. It meant a lot to me. Used to go with him bowling every weekend. Bowling alley in Scranton, hang out. He and my mother go bowling, did CB radio. I am going to get drenched here in a minute, I think. Let me get ready for this to get out of the rain. And then I'll probably lose a connection when I run inside. Oh my goodness, it's like a hurricane's coming. Can you hear that? Gee, many crickets. God bless. I'm going to blow away here in a second. Oh my goodness. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gee, many crickets, like a freaking hurricane. Well, it's not the rain, it's a hurricane. I'm worried my coffee's going to blow over the top of me here now. Everything's blowing away. Gee, many crickets. Oh, man. By the way, folks, I went to the bathroom a short while ago, and I found this in there. Does anybody know what this is? It's a TOTM. What is this? This was in the bathroom, the men's room. What's this all about? Anybody know? What's that? It's not for noses. I don't know what that is, man. You guys, I found that in the toilet earlier. I know what it is. I know what it is. The clouds are gathered. The freaking clouds are here, folks. They're here. You know, I might be able to go to my car and do this. I might want to try that. Let me see if I can pull that off. Can you guys stick with me as I try to go to the car? It's a whoop ride. There you go. Let's try to go to the car. My goodness. Watch, as soon as I go to the car, it'll blow over. It looks like it's blowing over. Let me try to hold out a little bit longer, okay? No, it's, I gotta go to the car. It's raining. Okay. Woo, better go hide. If I go inside, I'll get copyright. Yes, I hate YouTube. All right, because of that. All right, this is going to be fun to do. Shut the laptop down. Oh, there's the rain. Now I'm getting wet. Now I'm going to melt because I'm so sweet. Going to melt because I'm too sweet. Got to get out of the rain. All right. What's that? Yeah, I'll be good. Thanks. All right, we're going to try to get to the car now. Oh, what about the wind? It came out of nowhere. That was crazy. Cray. All right, this is the hurricane. This is the Miami version. Girls Gone Wild, Miami version. Good Lord. What's the deal here, man? Woo, baby. I don't know how I'll be able to pull this one off. Maybe I could jump. Oh, and the sun is still shining over there. What the hell? You guys still with me? I feel like I'm in Florida. Not England. Oh, that rain's hit me in the face. It's just water. I just set the alarm off in the car. Woo, baby. Oh, it's warm in here now. Damn, it's warm in here now. The hell's that? Some fake crap? Oh, man. Whew. Okay, I'm out of the rain. Woo, baby. And a place for the coffee here. Now let's set this up. Down there. Come on. There you go. Woo, you guys still with me? Woo, that was fun. Not. That was out of nowhere. Oh, my glasses are all wet. Get those sorted. Do I still have the microphone? Can you still hear me? Let me see if I can get this on the dash instead of on there. It doesn't look promising. Doesn't look promising. No, not going to work on the dash. Got to do it down here. Sorry about that, folks. All right, let's get that there. All right. I think some people are just hearing about my stepfather passing away because they're behind the chat. Oof, there we go. Ooh, that was something else. Fun trip, huh? You guys can still hear me, okay? Still loud and clear. Okay, cool. All right, let me see if I can't get my laptop to work again. Hello. There we go. All right, cool beans. All right, but it's giving me... Oh, I don't have the Starbucks signal anymore, so that's... Yeah, so I've got to connect it to my phone now. Still got a phone signal, though. Okay, let me try to connect to my phone now. Let me see. Boy. Available, yes. Available. Oh, but I have to look up the password. Password is really... They make these passwords so complicated, these things. Hang on. Let me read my password out to you guys. A, B, C, D, E, F. Haha, just kidding. Oops. I gotta redo it. I hit the wrong button twice. So many letters. I think I got it. Let's see. Whew, it's warm in here too. I'm gonna have to turn the car on and put the aircon on for a couple minutes here in a minute. It doesn't look like it's connecting. I must have put the wrong password in. Whew. Yeah, no, that was it's okay. It says secure. That means it must be working. But why isn't it connecting? Can't connect. Oh, come on. Not connect automatically. Okay, password. Let's try this again. Sorry, folks, but I gotta get this right. This was already set up on my other phone that I broke. Okay. Hopefully that did it. Whew. Thank you guys. Password forgot. Yeah, exactly. All right, come on. What's that? Somebody's truck out there making a lot of noise. All right, I'm connected. Good to go. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, brilliant. Okay. Take your time, says Charlene. Well, I'm good now. Okay. Let me reload the page and see what happens. Oof, man. That was something, wasn't it, guys? Oof, baby. That was something. You know, and I have tons of stuff in my pocket right now, which I don't normally carry. There's one thing. It's still there. Making sure it's there. Making sure that's there. That's there. Hang on. Gotta check for one other thing. Okay, that's not there. Oh, that's not good. Something's missing here. Hang on. Hang on. No, it's there. I just couldn't get to it. Anyway, back to Minnesota and Tampon Tim. This was in the toilet. Had a whole bunch of them. Different sizes, too. Okay, I guess for different needs. You know, I'm in the rain, but I'm looking about 5 miles off to the northwest, and it is sunny as get out. Oh, get out. Open the windows. Yeah, haha, funny guy, Cronje. Open the windows. Yeah. For some, that was exciting. That was exciting. So it was like being in Florida, guys, just like being in Florida. Let me get back to my coffee's pretty cold by now. A Tim special. There you go. Anyway, well, that was kind of, I guess, a message from my brother, you know, sending a message through nature to tell me, relax, Chris, it's okay. Tim Waltz was on TV the other day. God, my shorts are falling off now. That is naughty. Anyway, by the way, folks, I'm wearing some Sweeney's jeans, man. That's right, American Eagle. That's what I'm wearing. For raincoat and umbrella. I've got a raincoat in the trunk, but that doesn't keep my keyboard dry. All right, let's get to the news, folks. Let's get to the news. What have I got lined up for the news here? All right, for the cult followers. Are you ready? Cult. Oh my gosh, people are so funny. So funny. Yeah, I don't like him. He's got a kind of a cult following. Wow, okay. You know what? So does Donald Trump. Does that mean you don't like him? You don't like him? Yeah, Sweeney's jeans. Sydney Sweeney's jeans, man. I got myself American Eagle right here. England is, well, Britain is very progressive. Yeah, I already did that. I did a video last night about where the English have gone. EFF wants to scrap student debt. Talk about immorality. You take on debt, you borrow money from people, you have an obligation to pay it back. And apparently the EFF thinks that everyone's entitled to a free ride. This is the immoral position of a corrupt political party that knows nothing except race hustling and hatred. That's what's in their hearts. By the way, they're guilty hate speechers. We know that. They've been found guilty of hate speech. We can say that about the EFF. That's not criminal injury. That's a court decision that they're hateful speakers. The Economic Freedom Fighter has been found guilty of hate speech, as has Julius Malema. But now they want to give people a free ride who didn't earn it. Why? Because they're pandering for votes. EFF student debt relief bill proposes creating a fund to address student debt. I have an idea to address student debt. Pay your damn bills, you deadbeats. Pay your bills. Yes. Pay your bills. EFF's draft private. Oh, yeah, I can go places Julius can't go. He can't come here. I can. I didn't think about that. EFF's draft private members bill for debt relief for students and another by action essay to scrap MP's compulsory membership of the Parliamentary Provincial Medical Aid Scheme are awaiting public comment before they can make their way to Parliament. EFMP Shia Lonzi sponsors the student debt relief bill, which seeks to establish a student debt relief fund. Nope. The objectives of the fund are to let deadbeats walk away. Shameful. Oh, thank you, Mel. Thank you. Shameful, 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 shameful. Letting the deadbeats get a free ride. I'm sorry. Listen, if you're one of those people that has student debt, you borrowed the money. And oh, by the way, you know, can't speak for how the situation is in South Africa, but I can tell you, in America, the average university graduate, just a 4-year university degree, a bachelor's degree, earns 10 times, 8 to 10 times what people who don't go to college make. And so you make 10 times as much as the bricklayer, as the person working the till at Kroger's, and you think they should pay for your debt that you got to be rich by earning an education that they paid for, and now you won't pay back your debt. You are a parasite if that's who you are. I made a student loan. I paid it back. The objectives fund to provide debt relief to an eligible student who has a debt at a higher education institution in respect to his or her studies for his or her first degree. Provide debt relief to an eligible student who meets the criteria in terms of Section 8 and ensure the student who has debt against a higher education is able to obtain his or her qualifications. No. Pay your damn debt. Exactly, Marissa. It's only be written off for black students, not for coloreds, Indians, or whites. Ramaphosa is silent after meeting with the head of the Defense Force, Rudzani Mapanya, the runaway off-the-reservation illegitimate general. Yes, that's right. The general who went off the reservation. And so Ramaphosa hasn't said squat about it. Once again, proof that Ramaphosa is not a leader. He's an office occupier. Student debt, yeah, they live and take out loans and partying. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I'm not a big fan of student loans anyway because they made them eligible for just about anybody. It was only supposed to be based on need in America before. Well, I moved at the right time because it's still raining now and it doesn't look like it's going to abate. Big word alert for my car, for the cult followers. Big word alert. Abate. Abate. Looking up. Okay. General Mapanya traveled to Iran in August where he reportedly made statements. When did it say reportedly? We saw it. We saw the tape. I love how these people say reportedly. You don't say reportedly. It's actually there. The Daily Maverick runs a story today talking about Alexandra Kahnemeyer and the Stellenbosch mess. Keep saying he purportedly. Then he purportedly said. Then they later in the story give a transcript of what he said. How can you say he reportedly said it when you report what he actually said? I mean, is this journalism? Well, Yeah, why go to university if you're going to say purportedly, but then you give a verbatim transcript of what the guy said? Do you not understand the words that you put on the article that you wrote? Yeah, Ramaphosa turned a blind eye to the general. That general should have been court-martialed in any country. South Africa lost last week not because of the rain, but because of their poor performance, and that it can't be attributed to the rain. They were terrible and missed tackles. Well, speaking of forgetting about things, what about Kenny Kunene? Remember that? Wasn't Kenny Kunene suspended? What's going on, Patriotic Alliance? Anyone want to ask Gate McKenzie what's going on? 30 days have passed since Gate McKenzie placed Kenny Kunene on leave of absence. Yep, over his appearance at the Cat, the home of the cat, the mark of the cat. So, Kenny Kunene, what's going on? It's been 30 days. No public update on the outcome, and the Patriotic Alliance has told us nothing. So, is this yet another party that tells us nothing but fairy tales and lies? Gate McKenzie, what's going on with Kenny Kunene? It's been 30 days, my friend. 30 days. Boy, this computer really burns through power very quickly here. 72%. Let me turn down the screen a little bit. There we go. Save some power. Defense blocks the state's line of attack into Gumedi 320 million rand tender fraud case. Zandile Gumeda finally on trial again for her alleged crimes. Where the hell is my mouse at? There he is. I like it when I had, remember Microsoft used to have dinosaurs. Microsoft, what was it, NT? They had the dinosaurs. You used to have the spinning dinosaurs. I love those things for the mouse. Yeah, so it looks like her defense has somehow stopped the state from presenting evidence. How did they do that? One of the 9 defense counsels mounted relentless objections during Monday's proceedings on the Durban solid waste tender corruption trial against former Mayor Zandile Gumede and her 21 co-accused. The government will elicit new evidence which didn't form part of the witness's evidence in chief and didn't come up in cross-examination. It also doesn't form part of the indictment, objected advocate Jay Naidu. Oh, Jay Naidu. Yeah, we know who that guy is. Yeah, this goes back to 2017. They've gotten away with these purported crimes for 10 years. Well, KwaZulu-Natal Police Chief Landla Mkwanazi will be the first to testify at a high-profile Mdlanga Commission. So the commission that should have started ages ago will finally get underway for the whitewash to bury what's happening in SAPS on September 17th, just days away. So he'll be the first one to testify. We can now confirm that the consultation to which Justice Mdlanga referred was with Lieutenant General Mkwanazi, whom the commission intends to call as its first witness. So there you go, folks, September 17th. Let's see what happens. Hey, Erica, what's going on? September 17th, we'll see what happens. Just around the corner. So, unarmed, powerless, Gauteng traffic wardens, deadly weakness laid bare. Is Panyazi Lesufi's little army? Is that what these guys are? On-duty Gauteng traffic wardens were ambushed in Davidson by up to 20 gunmen. Wow. 5 officers wounded. One of the officers remains in ICU while 3 could be discharged anytime soon. Premier Panyazi Lesufi said wardens remained unarmed despite being trained in firearms purchase as legal clarity was still pending. So Panyazi Lesufi created his own personal little army of unarmed warriors who are defenseless. And just 5 of them just got shot. Wow. 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 They were shot over the weekend, including one who was in the ICU. Allegedly caught on the back foot on Sunday morning in Davidson after up to 20 armed men fired at them with AK-47s. Wow. So I already said these people are a threat to public safety. They're a threat to themselves. They're a danger to themselves. That's unfortunate. His little army, wasting money on a little army of people. And you know where they're all at? Santon. The only place I've seen Panyazi Lesufi's little army of wardens, Santon, at the shopping mall. Oh, dozens and dozens and dozens of them wandering around all day, doing nothing. Making a presence film. Made me felt like I lived in a police state. It's like living in Israel again. Cops everywhere. Military everywhere. Yep. Yep. Lesufi used the attack to defend his corrupt private army, saying that they are brazen criminals who have committed mass violence. Well, if you'd used the police properly, we'd have a different situation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now these xenophobes are going to foreign countries to spread their xenophobia. Fix your country's healthcare. Operation Dudula hits back at ZANU-PF on healthcare for foreign nationals. What is Operation Dudula doing in Zimbabwe? They're not Zimbabweans. They hate Zimbabweans. They're chasing Zimbabweans out of clinics in Durban. Why would they? Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Table soaked now, though. I'll go back and sit. But I got swimming trunks on, so it'll dry quickly. Yeah, folks, I'm telling you. Oh, here comes the sun. I'm going to cook in this car in about 5 minutes. You can see it come on my face. Emergency BRICS meeting. Global intimidation by certain players of the World Economic Stage. Ah, BRICS. Just another bonehead in the wall. BRICS. Yeah, so now they're going to Zimbabwe to spread their xenophobia, which doesn't work because you're South African. Operation Dudula leader Zandile Dabula has come out swinging against Zimbabwe's ruling party after it condemned the movement's stance on foreign nationals accessing healthcare in South Africa. In an interview on IOL, Dabula said South Africa would not be dictated to by outsiders and rubbished NPF's claims that Operation Dudula was promoting colonial area divisions. We will not be dictated to by foreigners on how to run our country. We have the Constitution that is supposed to be guiding us. We have immigration laws that we use as guiding documents. You have no laws. You have no voice. Shut your K-hole and move on. You're a dangerous thug who are endangering the public safety. South Africa's Constitution says everyone gets health care. Everyone is entitled to it, even illegals. That's your Constitution that you, majority black government, agreed to in 1995. 96, you did it. Not the MP, not Afrikaners, not white people. You did it, majority black government. And so if you don't like it, change the Constitution. In the meantime, you don't have immigration laws. The country has immigration laws. These idiotic, extrajudicial lunatics like Operation Dudulu, stupid people, should wear signs. Her comments came in response to NPF's Director of Information, Farai Marapira, who told IOL that Operation Dudula's campaign against undocumented migrants was betrayal of Ubuntu and a continuation of colonial-era tactics by dividing Africans. Well, see, that's racist comment in itself. This isn't colonial era. Nobody divided Africans in Zimbabwe. The Shonan and the Bele were divided long before any Europeans showed up in Rhodesia. Long before. You see, the arrival of Mzilikazi in the Ndebele, or the Matabele, in Matabele land, created the friction with the Shona tribes, like the Cicero and the Kalangas who fled to Botswana. So I don't want to hear this garbage from black supremacists, ignorant, who don't know history. The reality is, this isn't a colonial division. This is an African division. Africans have slaughtered Africans for millennia. Didn't take colonial powers to slaughter them. Anyway, isn't it rich to hear this nonsense? Ubuntu. South Sudan has apparently returned one of the convicted criminal alien invaders from the U.S. to Mexico. South Sudan Saturday repatriated a Mexican national been deported to Juba in July. South Sudan said Mexico provided assurances the national would not face torture, inhumane treatment, or unfair prosecution on arrival. Jesus Munoz Gutierrez was handed over to Mexico's designated ambassador and arrived in Juba. Oh, the ambassador arrived in Juba on Friday. So there you go. So Mexico wouldn't take their scumbag criminal. We sent him to South Sudan. South Sudan did us a favor and sent him to Mexico. Well done. That's where he belongs. Ethiopian asylum seekers started all the current crap storm in the UK, in England, about English St. George's flags flying all over the place, the Union Jack. The asylum seeker from the Bell Hotel in Epping has been convicted of sexual assault. So you can't hide this, UK. Arrest touched off protest outside the hotel. Yeah, we know about that. An Ethiopian asylum seeker whose arrest in July sparked angry protest outside a hotel near London, where he and other migrants were being housed. No, they're asylum seekers, not migrants. Was found guilty on Thursday of sexually assaulting a teenage girl and another woman. And for that, let's see what he gets. Probably nothing. Protest outside the Bell Hotel in Epping, about 30 kilometers north of British capital, became a touch paper for a string of countrywide demonstrations. So I got the sun blaring in my eyes, but the rain is falling on the car. Can you believe this? Hadush Herberlassi Kabatu was convicted at Chelmsford Magistrates Court of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and a woman, attempting to sexually assault the girl, inciting her to engage in sexual activity, and one count of harassment. In America, you go to jail for a long time. This was an incident which became a deep concern for the local community, said the prosecutor. Immigration has become the dominant political issue in Britain, eclipsing concerns over the faltering economy as the country faces a record number of asylum claims and arrivals by criminal aliens in small boats across the channel. 1,000 on Saturday alone. 1,000 criminal alien invaders on Saturday. Prosecutors said that on July 7th, the girl had offered him pizza because he looked hungry. So, a English girl offered this migrant pizza because he looked hungry. Her reward, sexual assault. Yep. And then he tried to kiss her, put his hand on her thigh, and said he wanted a baby with her and her friend before inviting them back to the hotel. The following day, he saw the girl, then in her school uniform, and attempted to kiss her again. District Judge Christopher Williams said the girl was consistent throughout her evidence and was not convinced that she or other witnesses fabricated their accounts. Why were they fabricated? This is real. We know all about this. What happened in the Midlands to thousands of English girls while the police covered it up and ignored it? Being groomed. Thousands of young white English girls groomed by nationals from a certain part of the world, which you can't say because you go to jail here, even though it's factual. Even though it's factual, you can't say that here in the UK. Groomed and sold as sex slaves, impregnated, turned into alcoholics. My battery's low. Okay. Okay. Less than 50. Hotspot with disconnection. Okay. I gotta put in the charger. Hang on. I knew that was coming because it's a new phone. I had to run it down. So let me plug it in. Put the battery in here. Okay. I haven't done this before. Which one is this? Is this one here? There we go. Cool beans. Got it on the charger now, so it should stay. Okay. We should still be good. Okay. Switch on the light. What, did something happen? Oh, thank you there. Someone just said it was inspiring what I said about my stepfather. Thank you very much. Yeah, I just put my phone on the power bank. So, oh, it's too bright in here. Okay, yeah, dim the lights, Natalie. Yeah, the asylum seeker said he was a teacher in Ethiopia. Told the court the woman had given him her phone number and had kept asking him to her house. But the data doesn't support that. They checked the phone records, I'm sure. Wow. So he's been convicted of sexual assault. So he'll probably get a 4-bedroom house from the British government. Yep. Batu's arrest kicked off sometimes violent protests. Why are Ethiopians here getting asylum? I lived in Ethiopia. There's no reason for Ethiopians to be here. Tigrayans maybe, but not Ethiopians. There's no business whatsoever for Ethiopians to be here. They can live in their country. There's no persecution of them there. I live there. Boko Haram has killed dozens in house-to-house attack in Nigeria's northeast, say residents. The screen went blank, Charles, because there's a power-saving thing here. My phone, the new mobile went down to 15%, and I had to plug it in before it went out. I didn't know it was going to do that. I thought it would go to 10% or less. Trump's legacy crumbles. Israelis call on president to end Gaza war. What is this nonsense? More propaganda. Trump's legacy is not crumbling. It's Biden's legacy. That war is Biden's legacy. That war started in 2023 under Joe Biden, not Donald Trump. Thousands of Israelis rallied in Tel Aviv on Saturday night, issuing direct appeals to U.S. President Trump to force an end to the Gaza war and secure the release of hostages. Save the hostages now. Why is that Trump's legacy? This is clickbait from Times Live. Shameful. Mali has filed a case with the International Court of Justice against Algeria for shooting down one of its drones. You're writing what? A fine line over there. Yeah. I'm reading the news. This is the news. This is the news. Just reading the news. There's no opinion there. Yep. Mali's transitional government has filed a case against Algeria at the International Court of Justice, accusing its neighbor of aggression for shooting down a Malian military reconnaissance drone, Mali's Minister of Territorial Administration said. Mali said Algeria deliberately shot down its drone along the shared desert border during the night of March 31st in the Kidal region. It was meant to hinder Malian operations against armed groups. I don't know if that's why it was done, but yeah. Palestinian gunmen killed 6 in Jerusalem at a bus stop. Yeah, that's the lovely Palestinian people. They're such wonderful people. 2 Palestinian gunmen opened fire at a bus stop in the outskirts of Jerusalem on Monday, killing 6 people in what police describes as a terrorist attack. Footage from a dash board camera at the scene showed people fleeing from the vicinity of a bus stop by the side of the road as shots rang out. Suddenly I heard the shots start. Here we go. The Palestinians are murdering people at bus stops again in Israel. All paid for by Saddam Hussein years ago. Still continuing. Has the rain stopped? Maybe. Sunny. There's no rain overhead. You know what I could do is put the phone on a tripod here and continue. I'll do that maybe shortly. Rather than sit here. President Trump is ready for phase 2 of Russia's sanctions over Ukraine conflict. Well, what's that going to be? President Trump said Sunday he's ready to move to a second phase of sanction Russia. The closest has come, suggests he's on the verge of ramping up sanctions against Moscow or its oil buyers over the war in Ukraine. He's repeatedly threatened Moscow with further sanctions, but withheld them as he pursued peace talks. Interesting. The rabbit's already in the garden. Is that some kind of euphemism? I'm not familiar with that euphemism. So, Wisconsin Senator Tammy Duckworth she's Illinois Senator. I'm sorry, she's Illinois. I always say she's Wisconsin. Senator Tammy Duckworth says Trump essentially just declared war in Chicago. Of course, there's CBS News, to its credit, says no indication of a war. It's just her running her mouth. Senator Tammy Duckworth, an Illinois Democrat who rode her military reserve credentials to the senatorial seat, said Sunday that President Trump essentially just declared war in a major city of his own nation, referring to his recent remarks about Chicago. But she outlined that we don't have any indications the administration is getting ready to send troops. So why does she run her mouth like that? Because she is not a legitimate leader. She's just a political fraud, which is what she's always been. In Truth Social post on Saturday, Trump shared a screenshot that read Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War, alongside an AI-generated image that appeared to be inspired by the movie Apocalypse Now. On Friday, Trump signed executive order to rename the Department of Defense the Department of War. But Congress has to approve the change because it was designated by the National Security Act of 1947. So Trump can sign executive order, but we have to wait for a law. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill five every weekend. It's not a war. That's common sense. Yeah, Duckworth says she takes what the president says seriously. I take what the president of the United States says very seriously because that is the respect you have to give the office. Yeah, well, you Democrats don't respect the presidency, so I don't want to hear that. Let me see what guys are saying here in the chat. This is a very uncomfortable stream for me, guys, now, sitting in this car cooking. Where is my chat? There it is. Hang on. I want to see what I'm missing in the chat here. Oh, there's a super chat I missed there. Sorry about that. Or was that recent? What the hell's my mouse? I can't see. Oh, come on. There we go. Do you know we have a constitution out there? Yeah, well, nobody reads it. I do, but most people don't. There we go. Now I've got the. It's hard to see the screen. Say your condolences, Ronell. Thank you very much, Ronell. The NPF told operators that they must allow Zimbabweans to stay and misuse South African public services. Tommy Robinson on the 13th. Wow, that's going to be huge. Thank you, Sedgefield. I didn't know about that. Not being advertised widely here. Sinette, sorry to hear of your loss. Thank you very much. No, I won't take a few days off. We lost picture. Thank you, D. Beaumont. Keith Alderson gangs used thousands. I'm thinking, gosh, that sun is right there. I'm thinking on Thursday, folks, of doing a meet and greet. Rotherham has a rest stop, huge ass rest stop that seats hundreds of people. Great place to meet. It's free. You can get a coffee there from Starbucks. You can get some food from KFC or Burger King or something else, and lots of parking. And there are people in the Midlands, so anybody up for that? What's this? Someone's sending me a text message. Yeah, so if anybody's up for that, I'm going to have to move out here because that sun is burning the snot out of my arm. Black screen is a step up. Yeah, black screen, that's a new thing. We're trying it. Well, we need... What's going on with Chris Sailors? I can't see that. Okay. People knew the South African Constitution, they would have taken a stand against the Poppy Act. Exactly. But they just looked the other way when it was passed because people didn't care about it. But yeah, the ministers aren't going to use public hospitals. That's not going to happen. All right, let me see. Let me see what we can do here. It's not raining now. So come with me again, folks, as we make a move. All right. There you go. Hang on. It's a little drizzle now. Let me get a rain jacket and then one I can sit on. So I've got this rain jacket I can sit on. I was smart, I brought two. Bought my 2019 Japan World Cup rain jacket, and I brought a spare, so that'll work. Got to get a few things here. Coffee again. All right, get close here. Close that now. About 1-2 hands too short. If I was an octopus, I'd be in great shape. But I'm not an octopus, so I'm not in great shape. Where's that damn key at now? Okay. There it is. It's in the car. All right, got the key. Let me lock the car back up. Car's locked. Coffee in hand. Phone. I'm not gonna have enough hands to do this. I have to do this here. Let's try to put this in my pocket. Hopefully the signal won't disappear. Grab my laptop. Ah, crap. Maybe I could fell on the ground. There's something to go wrong. Got the coffee. All right, we're moving. We're moving. We're moving. All right, here you go, folks. So you get the ultimate adventure today. Moving all over the place here. Moved back to the spot I was earlier. I'll bet you nobody's out here now because it's completely soaked. That was a hell of a rainstorm, wasn't it? That wind was wicked. It's gone now. It's all sunny though. It's as if it never happened. All right, so hang on a second here. We'll spin it around and clean the table off. It's completely soaked. Give me a second here. Woo, that's a lot of water. It's like plastic. So the rain doesn't go off of it. It just lays on the table. There's a lot of water. Got a lot of it up, but not all of it. Oh boy, hang on. That rain jacket likes to hit the ground. That's the second time I've dropped it. Make sure the dry part stays dry. There we go. All right. Those of you who are patient, stick with me. I appreciate it. As I clean off this table from all the water. I know you can hear me because the microphone still works. Good Lord, this is a lot of water. Okay. Almost there. Anybody left? Is anybody left? Let's see. The laptop up there. There we go. My rain jacket here. I can sit on it. There we go. All right, now we're back. We still have anybody there? Okay. All right. Whoops, that's a car key. All right, cool. Cool. Phone's charging. I go bright on this again. Okay, there we go. Cool. Want to fly and give you, well, that's very kind of you. Nozutful Dlamini. How you doing, man? How's it going? All right, so there we go. Cool beans, we're back. Octopi. Yeah, it would be cool to be an octopus, wouldn't it? I have a lot of arms to do all that stuff. Anyway, whew. How do you contact me in private? Use the email, Jakes. What car have you got? I've got a Kia Sportage 1.6 liter GDI. It's pretty good. Effort puts in to do a live stream. No, I try. I do, Neve. Thank you for this. Oh, clouds were gathering and now they're gone. Okay, I don't like that background. Let's try this. There we go. That's the one I had earlier. Slide over a little bit. There, yeah, I like that better with the tree. I'll set all that white out here. There we go. Turn my laptop this way so I can see better. Yeah, watch the sleeves don't go in the water on the ground. Yep, that's exactly right. I was careful about that. Anyway, how y'all doing, folks? Welcome back after the rainstorm. That was crazy. I got out of the weather just now. It's looking. If I look to the, hang on, to the east, it's like it never rained. Beautiful, billy, cumulus clouds, gorgeous over there. Back here, it's gorgeous. Over there, it's gorgeous. But man, it was brutal here a few minutes ago. If you were with the program, we got out of the rain just in time. Yeah, where the hell is the waiter? Waiter? The waiters are inside, man. It's a Starbucks. Suburban soccer moms, not cultists. Yes. All right, we're going to try this again, folks. All right. We're going to try this again. Let me see if I can get Suno to come up, okay? You guys ready for this? We're going to lose people. We've had 500 people stick with us without the news and everything, but I know I'm going to lose people with this because some of you all just don't like this. I don't know why, but some of y'all just don't like it. So we're going to do it anyway, and it's inspired by something. Okay, if it just loads a little bit faster. Go to my library. It's going to take a second to get there. Okay. Okay, I don't think it's this page. It's the next page. Okay, let me see if this is it. No, it's going to be the next page. Okay, come on. Yeah, that's close. Yeah, that's the one. That's not the song I'm looking for. There we go. That's the one I want. Here you go, folks. Inspired by my American Eagle t-shirt. What happened there?
I gave up on denim, thought it was dead. But sitting in his jeans
Just turned my head.
faded blue with a reckless vibe. Like a memory I can't untie. Sitting in his jeans so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need 'em now. American Eagle, show me how. Thread so fine, they tell a tale. Every rip's a story, every stitch a sail. She walks the streets, she owns the scene. I'm chasing dreams in Sydney's jeans. They bring the past into the now. I'm sold, I'm hooked, I don't know how. Sydney's jeans, so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need 'em now. American Eagle, show me how. Blue waves crashing on my thighs.
Yeah, blue waves crashing on my thighs. There's some imagery.
Stars under open skies.
There's some imagery there.
Sydney's vibe is the fire I crave. Them dreams that can't behave.
Oh yeah, it's time once again. This jeans so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need 'em now. American Eagle, show me how.
Sydney's jeans so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need 'em now.
American Eagle, show me how.
Sydney's jeans.
Sydney's jeans, folks. No, I'm not jovial, folks. I just needed that song after the rainstorm we escaped from. And then on top of that, my stepfather having passed away a matter of hours ago. I announced that early in the program for those of you just tuning in. DJ Silver Eagle. You can find me on Spotify, Weezer, and anywhere else you listen to good music. Hey, folks, I just thought we'd take a few moments and break away from all the news, which is so depressing there. So many things going on. I'm going to get back to the music in just a moment, but we lost about 40 people because I cover the news. I told you that would happen. Back to the news here, and that's fine. It's not about the clicks. So, the Trump admin has asked the Supreme Court to allow the withholding of foreign aid funds. Emergency request came after federal district judge directed the government to release the funding. Well. Right. The Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court today to permit it to withhold billions of dollars in foreign aid previously authorized by Congress. It's an emergency action file in two cases, Trump versus Global Health Council and U.S. Department of State versus AIDS vaccine advocacy coalitions. No doubt this is tied to the PEPFAR money that they are trying to disperse. The borders are, Tom Homan says Immigration Customs Enforcement will target more businesses after enforcement operation at the Hyundai plant. No one hires an illegal alien out of the goodness of their heart, said Tom Homan. 100% spot on. Hyundai should be fined tens of millions of dollars for undermining the U.S. economy and our immigration law by hiring criminal alien invaders from South Korea. Trump administration plans to target more businesses with immigration enforcement operations after it carried out one at a Georgia Hyundai plant and detained hundreds of criminal alien invaders. In an interview on CNN, Homan said the White House is planning to focus more on companies to see whether any illegal immigrants are working at their work sites, and I think you should do that. South Korea's government has since signaled that it would move to pick up the 300 South Korean criminals who were detained after the U.S. operation. They arrested 475 criminals, and 300 of them were South Korean. ICE is doing every day, and these operations, worksite enforcement, helps us secure the border. That's right, by chasing these criminals out of the country. United Kingdom is at the canary in the coal mine, says the Wall Street Journal, for a heavily indebted world. Yeah, borrowing costs are surging for many industrialized countries, causing talk of a possible crisis. Well, I've been talking about a crisis for over 30 years. Over 30 years. Most economists agree for now that things are okay for the moment, but in a world where industrialized nations have taken on record amounts of debt and are paying ever more to finance the borrowing, UK could become the financial market's equivalent of the proverbial canary in the coal mine, a leading indicator of trouble for other debtors like the US and France. UK is not alone. No, they're not. Common theme across G7 countries. UK, US, Italy, France, Canada, Germany, and Japan, all with rising debt levels. Yields on most of these are well over 4%, well, 4% for the US and for the UK. Japan, it's just over 1%, so they're not too bad a shape. Not too bad a shape, but debt is a problem. Lumber prices, folks. Ooh, here's a warning for the economy. Lumber prices are flashing a warning sign for the US economy. Wood prices are sliding and mills are cutting back because of uncertainty over tariffs. Well, that's because we import so much timber from Canada, which is subsidized by the Canadian provincial and national government. Falling lumber prices are sounding alarm on Wall Street about potential problems on Main Street. Hey, I'll take lower lumber prices. I got no problem with that. Crashing wood prices are troubling because they've been a reliable lending indicator for the direction of the housing market, which, of course, is critical to the U.S. economy. Yep, $700 per 1,000 board feet has dropped down to just $525 and back up to $575. So, all over the place. PNC Bank, that's a bank out of Pittsburgh, it's a Pennsylvania bank, will acquire Colorado-based regional bank for $4.1 billion. The agreement helps Pittsburgh-based PNC gain ground in the West and cement its status as a national competitor. That's been one of the challenges for PNC. It's strong in the Mid-Atlantic, particularly in Pennsylvania, but not out west. They bought a Colorado-based bank and a $4.1 billion. It does say which one it is. First Bank Holding, okay? I don't know that one. Cash and stock deal would bring PNC closer in size to rivals such as U.S. Bancorp and Capital One. Total assets to be just under $600 billion that they manage. 100 branches in Colorado and Arizona with $27 billion in assets. Sounds like a good idea. PNC's bank stock is up this year about 25%. Earlier in the year, it was minus 10%, so it's come back up quite a bit. Big news there. All right. Nepal's Gen Z protest amid social media ban. Clashes killed 19. My goodness, over social media ban, people are clashing. Agitating against corruption, a ban on the major social media platforms. At least 19 people were killed and over 100 injured in clashes with security forces after 1,000 young people in Nepal took to the streets on Monday to protest against corruption and a government ban on social media websites. The curfew was imposed in parts of Kathmandu after protesters entered the parliament. Another emergency vehicle. That must be a magnet for these guys. It's an ambulance. They're going into a shopping retail park across the street from me. Earlier, I saw cops responding to a car that was pulled over, and they were on the side of the road. Everybody was rubbernecking. I was trying to get through the intersection, and there was a baby in a baby car seat that they were sitting on the side of the road. I don't know if something happened. The child was in distress or whatever, but wow. 19 people killed in Nepal. A curfew was imposed in parts of Kathmandu. One of the coolest country capital cities names, Kathmandu. It's like a Ouagadougou. That's another cool one. Yep. So that's not good. 19 people killed. France facing a no confidence vote. Wow. The PM Bayrou is expected to lose. French government looks set to collapse in a vote of no confidence and tip the Eurozone's second biggest economy into another political crisis. Prime Minister Francois Bayrou is expected to be ousted, casting doubt over Emmanuel Macron's future. Good. It's time for Emmanuel to leave and let his wife beat him in private. If he's going to be a cuckold, let him be beaten in private. We don't need to see that in public, okay? Thank you all for your comments. Thank you, Renette. Good to see you again. Yeah, it's a national sound in UK, sirens. Yeah, I think you might be right about that. So looking at France, folks, the left has 192 seats, the center has 161, and the far right has 138 seats. We'll see what happens in France going forward. But it isn't looking pretty. And Somaliland, recognition for forced transfer of Palestinians, not worth it. Locals and analysts say report Israeli plan to forcibly move Palestinians from Gaza to Somaliland, risk inflaming the region. Why would it inflame the region? I thought the Palestinians are peace-loving people. Why would sending Palestinians to Somaliland risk upsetting peace? Are they not peace-loving people? Small East African coastal region of Somaliland has been making international headlines after several high-profile Republicans endorsed the bill to recognize it as an independent state. I endorsed the recognition of Somaliland and have since early 1990s. The question of Somaliland's independence has long divided the region, while the territory declared its sovereignty in the 1990s is not recognized by Mogadishu or any other world government. That's not true. A couple countries did recognize it. Recently, Republicans in the House introduced a bill. All territorial claims by the Federal Republic of Somalia over the area known as Somaliland are invalid and without merit. There you go. Human rights advocates in Somaliland voiced concern that the forced resettlement of Palestinians could render Somaliland complicit in the genocide against Palestinians. How so? With worries that countries who previously sympathized with Somaliland may potentially withdraw support. Well, they haven't recognized it. If these countries haven't recognized it, then what are they waiting on? You know, people do dumb things, say stupid things. I got to tell you. All right, so back to my conversation over here. I'm looking for the live stream. Here we go. Come back. Here we go. All right, now I can see. They want me to put an ad in. I'm not going to put an ad in. Lamola said in press that the government won't do things the same as Zimbabwe, and white farmers must adhere to the government. No, the government must adhere to the law. That's who must do what. The government must adhere to the law. And the Supreme Court or the Constitutional Court must overturn expropriation on compensation. It's a clear violation of the Constitution. Seeing all this trouble in the world, it's good to know you can always count on rugby. Well, no, we couldn't. Saturday was a disaster. Fiji beat Samoa. Not good. Then Argentina choked away a victory, 24-21. They had it, and they choked away a victory. Stupid penalties cost them. Gave up a try to the Wallabies. Then the Springboks were atrocious. And then after that, the Lady Springboks got destroyed by France, but that was expected. Just a terrible day for rugby on Saturday. Not one thing went right except for Japan. Japan beats Spain, and they did so in convincing fashion. For how long a visit, the Visa USA valid, and how long can you stay as a visit in USA? Normally it's 90 days, Neff. I wanted to correct someone. He's on H-2A visa and wants to get his wife and child over there. Look, I'm confused about H-2A visas. I mean, the H-2A visa is not for your family. Although people have told me their family come over. I don't know if that's on a temporary visit or whatever it is. I don't know the answer on that one. I can find out from an attorney. But a visa to the U.S. normally, a visa, visitor's visa, a tourist visa, is 90 days. 90 days. It used to be 6 months back in the day, but those days are gone 40 years ago. My wife wants to know if she has to work from home job and her boss is okay for her to continue to work for him. This will be okay in the American French program. DX Gould, the Americans don't care if you work from home. You could work for a South African company in America. That doesn't matter. It's not going to affect your FG status. Your FG status will be affected by your eligibility for it and their ability to absorb you. So I wouldn't. Macron will probably be broken after Candace is done with him. Yeah. Much respect. This man that can keep going forward amidst heartache and sorrow. Respect. Thank you, Barbie. Yeah, I guess you were paying attention that my stepfather passed away. And of the three fathers in my life, he's the only one that really, in any significant way, moving the needle, was a father to me. Yeah, my brother is heartbroken. He called me. I was the first person he called after his immediate family in New Jersey. And it was my brother Rob was having a hard time holding together. He deeply loved deeply loved her father. But he raised him. So when my mother disappeared with us in the 1970s and ran off to Ohio with my brother and my sister and my other brothers and sisters, see, Rob is a half brother. John came and found us in Ohio within a couple months and took Rob back. And then it was 1978, and I didn't see my brother Rob from 1978 until I want to say 1994. Does that sound right? That sounds about right. Yeah, and so my brother grew up along with stories of me, and and my stepfather kept track of what was going on in my life, me serving the military, serving abroad, and all these things. It was fascinating that the people in my family who followed my life and my career, just amazing, because I knew very little about them, where they're at, and what was going on. And so eventually, ironically, this is how I made contact with my brother. I saw him in '94, but I didn't see him till '94 because I was overseas in Germany, but I got in contact with him, I think, in '92. My mother and my sister went on Sally Jesse Raphael. Oh my gosh, this is a white trash story from hell. They went on Sally Jesse Raphael, and I guess, I don't remember if Rob was there, and my little sister, I think they were all there, along with my sister B. They were on Sally Jesse. This is a white trash story from all, and I found out about it after the show was on, and that's when I found out where my brother was at, what was going on with him, and so we wound up. And my brother and I, he's a good guy. He's unfortunately left of center. I attributed that to me knocking him down when we were kids in the woods in Ohio, and he banged his head on the ground, and it probably it affected his judgment. He became a leftist. It's a true story, man. My mother and my sister and my siblings were on Sally Jesse Raphael. I was safely ensconced as an adult living in Germany, ignorant of what was going on. I saw the tape afterwards. It wasn't the best TV, but it was embarrassing nonetheless. I guess the Sally Jesse Raphael show was running out of stupid things to talk about. The cult of Colonel Chris Wyatt, with coffee in hand, proclaims himself the wisest in the land. YouTube streams both day and night. He guides his flock by webcam light. Gather my children. Oh, that is so good, Heinrich. I gotta save that and give you credit for it, man. Oh, that is hilarious. Whoops. Oh, come on. Control C. I gotta open up a text file so I can save that text. We lost some viewers when I play music. See, I told you, folks, that's what happens. You play music, people disappear. I don't know why. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so person making random statements. What? It's the Bob cult. Only Jerry Springer was worse. Yeah, Jerry was worse. Please accept our deepest. Thank you very much, Bev in Amsterdam. We all have crazy family. We do. Oh, call me Novak. I got a million of them. People always ask me to write a book, but and that's what I was talking to my guest here, Carl van Blerk. No, not Book van Blerk. I didn't have him at Carl van Blerk earlier. Carl and I were talking. He's written a book about his life because people encouraged him to do that. And many of my viewers asked me to write an autobiography. The problem with my autobiography is that it will very quickly go from a G rating to a PG rating to an R rating, and I don't know, it might even wind up being X rating because of the violence and the horrors. So I don't know if I can actually write a book because there's just so many guilty people and so much bad behavior that I don't want to do there. Where's the troll? I haven't seen any troll. Hey, Krista, what's going on? Yeah, Geraldo's show is interesting too. Yeah, I know. I like the music. It kind of breaks up the bad news. So we all have mental family. I skip most of them. Yeah, hit the like button, folks. What's up with you? 546 likes, 543 people. That's a pretty good ratio, but we'd like more. And the super chats stopped. When the rain stopped, the super chats just went away. The clouds were gathering. Now they're gone, and the super chats have disappeared. They're not here anymore. Shame. But people are here. People are passing by. Anyway, Earth is needing 100 years to be cut from debt. Well, debt can be eliminated very quickly. Its spending needs to be run under control. Stefan seeing all this trouble in the world. It's like, okay, I saw that. Okay, I'm trying to catch back up on this chat now. Oh, somebody got deleted. Okay, there it was. Okay. Who's saying for idiots? If I don't lose my mind, the people inside my head stole it. We'll give it back. Yeah, clouds are gathering. We're going to do the clouds are gathering again. Yeah, but they're not, man. It's beautiful now. I also discovered this spot here. I didn't know if it was safe to broadcast here, but when I was here earlier, the sun was just peeking over the roof at the wrong angle, so I was getting fried by the sun sitting here. About 4:30, I guess the sun is far enough away that, you know, it's gone that side, so I've got the shade. So that's actually, maybe that's the west. Maybe I got my cardinal directions all screwed up. That's west, that's east, that's south, and that's north. Maybe I'm just confused here. Play the Rasta Bob song. Yeah, we could do that one. I've got a lot of those. Which one's that? It's Sydney's Jeans. I've got Alabama Heat. People love that one. We got the play the Cyril song. Whoops, I went too far. Got the coffee song, Morning Brew. Okay, I think it might be on this one. I've got this on this laptop. It's hard because I can only do the Bakan Rogue. I love that one. That one's so cool. Pala Pala Nights. There you go. Here you go, folks. I'll break it up right now with Cyril Ramaphosa, a tribute song to Cyril Ramaphosa. It's Pala Pala Nights right here on DJ Silver Eagle. Here we go. Pala Pala Nights.
Money stuffed in my sofa, a treasure untold. Sheba's got a game ranch, stories unfold. Pala pala, ritzy joint, glimmer and gold. Stay overnight, don't you stray. Couch cushion side, a rainy day.
Pala Pala,
Where the secrets lay. Under the cushions, the cash will stay. Pala pala, don't give it away. Rainy day, rainy day.
hey, Pala Pala Nights.
Antelope roam where the moonlight beams. Luxury whispers in velvet dreams. Sliver laughs, but nothing's as it seems. Game of chance or a clever scheme. Hidden fortune stitched in the seam. You never know till you're caught in the stream. Pala pala, where the secrets play. Under the cushions, the cash will stay. Pala pala, don't give it away. Rainy day, rainy day.
Oh yeah. Inspired by $580,000 illicitly brought into South Africa, hidden from tax collectors and immigration. Pala Pala Nights brought to you by DJ Silver Eagle right here on Chris Wyatt Reports. Love the trumpets in this one. Where the secrets play, under the cushions, the cash will stay. Pala Pala, don't give it away. Rainy day, rainy day. Hey, Just Aintner, thank you very much. Peter and Suzanne Cronia all the way from Annaman in the Free State. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Yes, other cults don't have cool music like this. And we are Druids, the cult of Druidism. I'm in England. I came for Stonehenge. Pala Pala, where the secrets play. Oh my goodness, man. It is a catchy tune. It is a very catchy. Wonder where's this new stash hidden? I don't know, man. It's probably hidden right there in FMB. That's where he's probably hiding his money. It's certainly not in the Venda Savings Bank. No, sorry, there's nobody in the Venda Savings Bank. It's all gone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this one here. This one here is one of my favorites. Going to play this one. Don't run off. We're still at 500 viewers. Don't run off. Okay, almost at 600 likes. This is one of my favorites, okay? Another reggae. Then we're going to do a little country. But this one here is one of my favorites, folks. This is an all-time favorite of mine. You ready for this? For you refugees. Is that the right one? That's not the one. Stay off my lawn.
It's not a campsite. No FEMA tents,
No late nights.
fights, no refugees.
Clouds
no
are gathering.
operates. This castle's mine, no renegades. Hit the road, Jack, don't spin me tail. Your liberty's lost like rusty nails.
Stay off my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it
Gone.
No flags, no biltong.
No beer tongue.
No fires, no songs.
Sorry, not sorry. Stay off my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it gone.
Wow, that's nifty. 4 terabytes.
No fires, no songs. Sorry,
Yes, Antoinette, remind me after this song. On my lawn.
sorry, not sorry, stay off.
My lawn. My lawn.
Drying laundry on my hedge.
Drying laundry on my hedge.
Drawing crowds with your nonsense. This ain't a stage, it's my domain. Take your drama down the lane. Pitch a tent where the shadows fall. Not on my grass, not by my wall. No soapbox speeches, no rally calls. This yard's a fortress you can install.
Stay off my lawn. Keep it moving, keep it gone. No flags, no biltong. No fires, no songs. Sorry, not sorry. Stay off my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it gone.
It's not camping, it's glamping at my place.
No fires, no songs. Sorry, not sorry. Stay off my lawn. My lawn. Sorry, not sorry. Stay off my lawn. My lawn.
Stay off my lawn, folks. It's not camping at my house, it's glamping, glamorous camping. Hello, Troy's back. Good to see you there. Antoinette, I will talk about making money again here shortly. I did earlier. Going to talk about again. That'll be in a video interview that I've got coming up on Food Sock. So be ready for that. Stay off my lawn. Keep it moving, keep it gone.
No flags, no
Oh, Bill Tong.
no fires, no songs.
Sorry, not sorry. Stay off my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it gone. No flags, no biltong. No fires, no songs. Sorry, not sorry.
Stay off my lawn. The Cult of DJ Silver Eagle. I do have in my bag, which is in the car, Peter Rabbit, but no bugger off money.
Sorry, not sorry. Off my lawn,
Just sent me an email, okay? All right, folks. Hope you can still hear me. The microphone's a little bit away from my face. I'm going to play Alabama Heat while I read that email, okay? Not to you all, but I'm going to check it out. She said it's important, but I get that all along. Spineless Ron Post tells US to F off. Oh, I'm going to have to check into that. I didn't see that. Ron Post is saying that. All right, that's going to be a good surprise. What's that? I have to do car duties Saturdays in lieu of payment. Okay, let me get to before I get to that, Antoinette did ask a question. I remember now as we drop below 500 viewers. So Antoinette asked, how about making money? Well, Antoinette, it's not a lot of money, but it is money. So Debbie Fox, oh, hey, the clouds are gathering. Clouds are gathering. Debbie, oh my goodness, 2 super chats just came in at the same time there. Debbie gave 140, and then Mad Max, he raised such an extraordinary son, he has served with such distinction and honor, his legacy lives on through. Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say, Mad Max. Okay, Antoinette, the question that you asked was about making money. Okay, so I interviewed Carl von Blerk, and I'm kind of giving away my interview, but that's okay. You're going to want to watch it. From Food Sock. Come on, this stupid thing isn't cooperating. Can't see what I'm doing here. Oh, I guess I should look in the camera, and then I can see better. Okay, there. Come on. Actually, I'm just going to put it on here. It's a lot easier. There we go. Carl von Blerk from Food Sock. And Carl von Blerk has a business providing nutritious, affordable meals for low-income folks. And they have 13 different meals. And they have a reseller program. You can become part of it. And they sell their meals for 50 Rand, which feeds a family of 4. You can actually stretch to 6 if you put some potatoes in it. But family of 4, nothing else needed. It's dehydrated. You're rehydrated. 30 minutes. You have a nutritious meal, healthy meal for a family of 4. And they they sell for 50 rand. So we're talking, 12 rand 50 per person, 12 rand 50, 60 some cents per person to eat a healthy meal. Food sock, yes. Charles, the interview's coming up. I got to edit it tonight, and I'll get it published. So, the Kifness is on Ronaldo. The Kifness never wants to talk to me, so he's on Ronaldo again. Anyway, food sock, yes, exactly. So I'm talking about in South Africa. So you can become a reseller for them. And I thought, well, maybe I picked a figure out there. I said, you sell your mirror for 50, because he said they sell it to the resellers for a lower price, and they don't compete with the resellers. You can buy it on their website, but they prefer you buy it from reseller. So I said, well, so let me see. If I want to become a reseller in South Africa, that means that I would order stuff from you. You would send it to me, and I would pay you, say, 40 rand, and then I would make 10 rand per meal I sell. He goes, well, actually, Chris, no. There's tax for the tax man, but we charge the reseller just 27 rand for a meal that feeds a family of 4. They buy for 27 rand with the tax that goes to the tax man. It's 31 rand. So they're making almost 20 rand, 19 rand per meal. Guys, it's pretty cool. Hey, Barbie. So if you want to be a reseller for Food Sock, you're going to be able to find out. Watch my interview. I'll get it edited and published later tonight. It won't take much to edit it, but it will take a little while to load it up. And I think you're going to be very impressed and very happy about it. So that's bloody excellent, Charles. Yeah, and all the people, I've had one person write to me and say, Chris, we watched your program from the very beginning. And we're those people that are not, we didn't complain about not having the money to get passports. We had to get passports for 6 people. I've worked, I've cleaned people's floors, I've mopped their houses, I've carried rubbish out, we've recycled, we've done everything we can for the past few months, and we finally got enough money, and we paid for our passports, all 6 of the passports. They raised enough money. Now that's something I can respect. That's somebody I'm willing to give a handout to if I actually saw them, because it's not a handout, it's a hand up, because that's people that try for themselves. Well, this is an opportunity for people who don't make much money, don't have any money, to actually make some money. But you got to have drive and entrepreneurialism. I don't know what the starter pack is, but I don't know what that is. I didn't know that you had to pay for that. But yeah, anyway, by far the funniest and coolest serious Soulja DJ. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. A lot of people selling it, and it's been around for a few years. It's been around for 3 years. No, that's right, Fit Nut Innovations. They don't put meat in there. Their meat is based on soy. So look, I mean, if you don't like soy, you don't like soy, okay? So anyway, all right, but it's pretty cool. So, I mean, it's an opportunity if people don't have any money, want to make a little bit of money. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, this thing is spinning. Did I lose my connection? Should still be good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Anyway, yeah, back up to 500 people. Starter pack is just a bit expensive. Okay, I don't know about the starter pack. Is this page reloading or what? No, it's not. It's just acting up. Okay, let me see what's going on. Do I still have a connection on my laptop? I do. Okay, let's go here. I'll try it again and see if I can't get to it. Good evening to Steve Newbold. Also, you cannot be picky if you cannot eat. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, can you imagine 50 rand feeds a family of 4? I mean, a hamburger costs that at McDonald's. Okay, this thing is not getting any data. I hope you guys are still there, because my laptop is acting up. It's not suddenly getting any data. Okay, I think I know why. I'll bet you it's probably trying to log on to the stupid NordVPN. Yep, damn it. I don't need a VPN. Stop that. Stop. I don't want a VPN. I didn't ask you. This auto connecting is killing me here. Stop connecting. You know what? Bastards. Okay, so my VPN tried to connect. I didn't give it any authorization. It just popped on there on this laptop. Ever since I installed it, it's been acting up. And then when the VPN comes up, you can never connect to anything. It's a pain in the butt. Anyway, where was that? Over here. I was trying to get to. There we go. Okay, live. Should be able to get to. Now I can get to it. The VPN was really slowing things down. It works when I have good Wi-Fi, but off the phone, the VPN just doesn't work. And now I'm having a hard time connecting again. Oh, what the hell's going on? No connection? You bastard. You better not be. It's connected. Okay. So why is it not getting data? I need this in order to. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're good. Strange. I can't do Alabama Heat. Okay, so Antoinette, that was the answer. That was the answer to the question, so I hope that was helpful. Color packing, it looks like cluster munitions. Well, that's not good. You don't need cluster munitions. How's my battery doing? I'm at 27% on here, okay? Top chat, I want all chat, live chat. There we go. As soon as this comes up live, I'll turn it off. So we're at 499, so that's current. Okay, we're back now. All right, so 7 days a week so I could pay for passports. Yeah, I need to make money. Only me working, and it's commission only, so I'm still working in between a lot. Well, Helen, then you might be interested in being a reseller. I don't know. I'm not saying. Just, it's a possibility. Okay, now the kit they're talking about is for the pop-up shops. I don't know that you need that just to be a reseller. Anyway, so Alabama Heat now, folks. Here's the first version of Alabama Heat, all right? Internet, all right, so every bit, well, yeah, it can. Again, I don't know about the startup costs. I didn't know what the startup costs. That didn't come up in the conversation, but you can always inquire about that. 627 likes, a little bit of super chat money. Here we go, folks. Alabama Heat. This is one of my favorite. This is for the Langton family in Alabama. Whoops, what's going on here?
Alabama heat melts the road to gold. New faces arrive with stories untold. The air is thick, but the dreams are wide. South African hearts crossing the tide. Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat. Alabama heat. They carry talent in battered bags. No corruption here to plant new flags. From the ashes of crime they rise. With courage burning brighter than sky. The past may haunt, but the future sings. Freedom hums on broken wings. Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat. Alabama heat. Hugs like an old ghost, but here they stand, a living toast to freedom's soil, to the promised land. With careless hands, they take a
Alabama Heat, folks. The windsock came off my microphone, so let me put that back on. Sorry if it's a little scratchy here for a moment, but the wind is blowing, so if I don't do this, then you'll pick up all the wind, and it'll be kind of annoying. Let me take off the magnet, do this. It works better that way. This is a cool device, but this is not the easiest thing to put on this microphone because it just barely hangs on there. Get it right over the lip there. There we go. Not easy to get on. Okay, come on, almost there. I must have done a poor job putting it on there earlier. Okay, now it's back on. Magnet, and we're back. Okay. All right. Yeah, guys. So I just want to make another statement here very quickly for those of you who tune in later. So some people in groups have been saying nasty things about me and about this channel. You know what? If you don't like the content, go elsewhere. You're sad, pathetic losers. You can't come here and say things to my face. Anyway, so people call my viewers a cult. You know what? If this is a cult, then sign me up. People who care about freedom of worship, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of association. People who care about doing the right thing and treating others justly. People care about South Africa. People care about America. People care about the world. If this is a cult, then sign me up. Sign me up. Because you people that say you're brutal, evil things about my viewers, you can go foot sick, can piss off and take it on the arches. I'm tired of worthless little crybabies who go on social media and run their mouths about people because they're keyboard cowards. You know, bring it here. Bring the thunder or hit the bricks. Anyway, 3,000 to start. Okay, I didn't know that. That's okay. Well, we'll check into that. Okay. I looked into it ages ago, but not keen on soy. I bought boxes and tins of soy mixes for emergencies, but they're awful. Guys, look, you don't have to like food sock. I mean, look, you know, whatever. Who talked this crap, Karen? Oh, it's happened a number of times, but the most recent time, which is the past couple of days, I got a couple screenshots of people saying it. So anyway, yeah, I just, you know, people just need to grow up. If you don't like the content, move on. You know, again, like I said, there are people that I associate with that I do things professionally with that I don't personally like. There are people who say things that I disagree with. Now, if they're people who harm other people and they're public figures, then I call them out. But I'm talking about content creators. I don't attack other content creators. There's just one particular fool that has been abusive and lied about me and slandered me. But that, I mean, I don't even talk about that idiot anymore. But yeah, I was consoled with the past of my father. No, the tears were coming from Alabama Heat because I was thinking of all the people who've been slandered and maligned who are refugees. They've been slandered and maligned by evil people, and it just kind of it kind of touched me for a moment there. I've met these people in person who want to be refugees, those who've become refugees, and I know South Africans in general, and I don't like people being maligned. I mean, I read these two things that Trump cut the money off about. I'm going to make a video on that. People love doing nothing more than shit on other people to make themselves feel better. Exactly, you're right. Thank you for that 35 Rand, Paul. El Marie says, yeah, sign me up. Yeah. Exactly. Veroshka says, when you're hungry enough, 50 Rand to feed a family of 4 is a no-brainer. Agreed. And that was the whole point. He's trying, and that's why the soy's got more protein than beef, than meat. So, you know, and even if it didn't, it's much cheaper. So, you know, look, I don't care for vegan. I don't care for you know, vegetarian. That's not my cup of tea. I'm an omnivore, and I'm going to consume vegetable mass, and I'm going to consume meat. That's just how I was designed. So. Okay, remove the soy, then the vegetarian, then some beans, yeah. Okay, when you are hungry, the content does not matter, exactly. Well, apparently the meals taste pretty good. I've never had them, so, yeah, and you can add stuff to the meal. Like I said, you can take a meal for a family of 4, add some potatoes and some spices to it, and you can make it last for 6 people, you know? Carl was talking about how some people get this stuff for the pop-up stand, and the resellers, and then they go to like fairs and things like that, and they sell the hot food, and they sell 6 meals for what is supposed to be 4 meals by adding a few potatoes and other things, and people pay 15 Rand a pop for it. 15 times 60, or times 6, 15 times 2 is 30, times 4 is 60, times 6 is 90 Rand for a meal that they paid 31 Rand for. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, I got people that say they can't raise 600 Rand to get a passport. Well, right there is 61 Rand. You do that 10 times and you pay for your passport. Anyway, Edward says, we grew up poor, food is food, period. I'm with you. Fanatical right-wing podcaster. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure I've been called that. I've been called, so I met a guy earlier today when I picked up my new phone. I had to get a screen cover, a screen protector and a cover for it. And I couldn't find it anywhere because it's only been out for 3 weeks. This phone is brand new. And so I went to the EE store, and nice gentleman there who is from Angola. I never met anyone from Angola. I mean, I've been all over Africa, and I've never really talked to people from Angola. And his parents are back in Angola now, and they lived in Portugal for a long time, but he lives here. And we were chatting for a bit, and he wanted to know my channel. He subscribed to it, and I said, you got to be careful. You know, I'm a white supremacist, according to people online. He laughed. He said, yeah, sure. People looking at us, so I've never really been hungry. I agree, Lynette. I've been hungry. I've gone where I've had to live on that 1 meal a day from school. Yep. So anyway, it is an awesome idea, Utopia. I think so. Bought a few socks. It tastes good. Not bad. All plus, it can sit on the shelf for a year. There you go, Ludwig Hoyer. Thank you very much. Anyway, but if anybody wants to make a little bit of coin, there's a way to do it. Okay. I don't know about the startup cost. That caught me off guard, so I have to check into it. You can have your tofu, Karen. Anything just about, even if it's cold. Okay. Just love how assumptions spread like wildfire. Yeah, it's like the Refugee program. Just like the refugee program. Okay, I was supposed to look up an email. Sorry, someone said it was important. I'm not ignoring you. I just got distracted. So let me go to Google. I lost my internet connection, remember? So that's my excuse. I lost my internet connection. Somebody, it was a lady, sent me an email, said it was important. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, YouTube collaboration inquiry. Is that it? No. First interview, refugee, adoption, refugee. Okay, well, there you go. Let's see. I've got 2,767 unread messages in that account. There you go. Wow. Okay, all right. Well, I don't know. There was an important email here. I don't see any important emails. Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever she wanted me to see, I don't see it. Wow. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna share with you some poor behavior, and I'll apologize for shameful racist Americans. Let me just apologize for them right now. I mean, I shouldn't have to, but obviously we've got people like that in America too. So a family of refugees who's arrived in the South had contacted me, and she said had an incident with a black lady who called us motherfuckers, and that we don't speak English properly and that we should go home. We don't belong in her country. My apologies to those refugees. We welcome Somalis, Congolese, Burmese, Chinese. All right, well, send on a Telegram because I don't see who it's from, anonymous. Okay, send on Telegram, and I'll and just make a note there, so that I know to look for it. Okay, people from all over the world come to America as refugees, and this black racist didn't have a problem with those people. Yeah, so my apologies to that family that had to deal with that. Wow, called them motherfuckers, and that we don't speak English properly and we should go home. Wow. That's a fine how do you do. That's a fine how do you do. Wow. All right, so oh, wait. Maybe this is what. Maybe I found it. Okay, well, this is from someone that's in Ireland. The person in Ireland, there's nothing we can do to help you. You're in Ireland. I don't know. I don't know if that's anonymous, but whoever this person is, I've already told this person nothing we can do to help you in Ireland. It's not a refugee program for people in Ireland. It's only for South Africans in South Africa. So I'm sorry. I don't know if that's the anonymous person, but I've said this. You know, nothing I can do. Nothing I can do to help you. I'm sorry. Yeah, your English is probably 100% better than that black lady's. Yep. Steve Newborn. What's this? Mapani worms. Ugh, gross. Curiosity Nuggets, you're welcome to email me and I'll get to it if I can. That's all I can promise, okay? Racism is everywhere, yep, much less in other countries, but you're not immune from it anywhere, yep. Exactly, that person doesn't make the laws in America. That's, Cronia, you've spot on. That racist black woman doesn't make the laws in America. So, there you go. There you go. Yep. Yep. That's exactly right. At least that's true. Have you seen the girl from Ukraine that was murdered? Yes, I saw that story, Adele. He's going to try to plead that he's crazy, but he's a racist. He's a racist, and that's why he did it, I'm pretty sure. Thank you. Let's see, I got Telegram here. I can get to it here. Got it. I got it from you. Okay. Oh, then this definitely wasn't you. You're not the Ireland lady. Okay. Oh, congratulations. But you just sent me a okay, cool. All right, anonymous, thank you. You didn't ask me a question. You said it was urgent. I thought something serious was going on. All right, I got it. I see. Congratulations on that message you received. In the bush, a snake is a delicacy. What kind of intelligence do you have when you call people? Exactly, call them mother effers. Wokerati doesn't accept anyone black can be racist. That's because they're morons. They're morons. The definition of racism, my definition, which is pretty standard, is when someone conveys advantage or disadvantage based on someone's skin pigmentation. If you give someone an advantage based on their racial identification, or you take advantage away from them, then you are a racist if you take that action. Now, if you call them names or if you don't like them, then you're just a bigot. It doesn't make you a racist. You have to take action, positive action or negative action against somebody to be a racist. You could think all you want to think. Without acting, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. So there's lots of bigots in this world, plenty of bigots. A lot of bigots out there. Pushed to a point when South Africa can give back more than that lady could give out. Okay. I like prawns. The site says it's not associated with the State Department. The U.S. Embassy website says pet lift is not associated. Does it say that? I didn't see that. That's interesting. That is interesting. Oh, did I get disconnected? So, whoa, got disconnected there for a moment. We're back. We're back. Phone's dying. Yeah, well, mine was dying too. So, but we're back now. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Let me check on something here real quick, folks. I'm looking for a message from someone. I don't know if they've got a chance to get to it. Okay. I found the message I was looking for. Okay. Okay, cool. Found what I needed there. Cool. Yeah, I do have a battery. This huge one here. This one here will recharge my phone 5 or 6 times. It's 53% now. Yeah, really, this one's taking a lot of juice because it was flat. So, first time charging. Anyway, plus I'm running off at the same time. Yep, but the laptop is getting low. But it goes dark around 29%. It's at 19% now. Well, she might have attacked them. Who knows? They took a photo of her. Forever would have been called, yeah. No, well, Zungu is what I've been called over Africa. Anime Free. Embassy just updated site on 8 September. Thank you for that, Anime. I didn't see that. I'll check into it. Today's the 8th. Let's go. Yeah, I don't have the French. Well, you know, the French discovered eating snails. Then the Japanese discovered how to, I mean, who came up with the idea of eating puffer fish? The first 10 people that ate it probably died, right? These people think that we're lying about a persecution. Yeah, I know. They're idiots. They're idiots. Okay, so here's the website. Let me see what the updates are. Statement from Marco Rubio. Okay. Okay, the 9-minute read. 8 September. RSC African, CWS Amerikaners involved. Okay, folks, there is the confirmation on the U.S. Embassy website that the Amerikaners are screening people. Who brought you a video a few days ago confirming that? Who did analysis a few weeks ago and said that's likely to be the case on a volunteer basis? Who told you that? Who was correct again? Who was correct again? Shall I take a bow now? The U.S. Embassy website says that the Amerikaners are working with him. A designated State Department referral. I told you. There you go, folks. Amerikaners serves as a designated Department of State referral partner, gathers information from potential applicants, assess whether the case is eligible, and refers the case to the Department of State, U.S. RAP for access. Boom! Welcome to the cult, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the cult. Yep, and they got RSC explaining what RSC does. And why is this? I just published a video. Gosh, ladies and gentlemen, what did I just do? I just did a video a few days ago in which I said, I've had it with U.S. government. They need to inform people about what's going on. And what do? 2 days later, after the weekend, on a Monday, they update the freaking website. When will the U.S. government start paying for it? You know, all these lunatics who say I work for the CIA, I wish. All this free advice, these are hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of consulting fees that I've foregone to tell people the truth and get it right every time. Every time I get it right. And still I got these hate wankers and these crybabies and these little piss ants running around. Their feelings hurt lying about me. Unbelievable. 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 I said so in a video before that, old tuppy. Unbelievable. And once again, the eligibility for the Daily Maverick, for Newsroom Africa, for News 24, for the Wall Street Journal, for the New York Times. Eligibility for this program, you must be a South African nationality, be an Afrikaner ethnicity, or a member of a racial minority in South Africa. Boom shakalaka. That's right, Gabrielle. I speak and the U.S. government does listen, but they don't offer me any job, that's for damn sure. That's right. All I ever do is win, 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 no matter what, and my hands go up, and they stay there, and they stay there. There you go. Oh, you're late, Andy. People have been in groups running around saying they don't like me because my viewers are cult members. You're late. You're late. That's right. Once again, who told you? Who analyzed what was going on with this program 2 weeks ago and told you that the Amerikaners are likely doing voluntary screening on behalf of the State Department because they don't have enough personnel to process the 100,000 plus South African refugee applicants? Who told you that? Then who confirmed over the weekend that I had information? I actually have evidence. I didn't say evidence. I said I actually have the actual evidence. But I said information to confirm that they are doing it because a lot of people didn't trust them. I'm not telling you to trust them. I'm just telling you they were working on behalf of the U.S. government. Now they're formally under contract. Boom shakalaka, right again. You know, this aneurysm is going to burst in my head from being right all the time. Anyway, and once again, folks, for those new, if you are interested in this program, that's your business. I don't encourage anybody to apply for it. I also don't discourage you. It's not my place. I don't walk in your shoes. I don't wait 2 o'clock in the morning for 5 thugs to break in my house, torture me, and rape my children and wife and murder us and then walk out the door. And then the police call it a house robbery. I don't live that world. You live in that world. That's the world you live in, unfortunately. So if you choose to apply for this program, my presence made available to you. And you're welcome. Unlike the black racist woman who said those evil things in Texas. Anyway. Well, Chris, it's a good question. Why was the pressure from me even necessary? They could have done it before. Well, again, I'll tell you, having spent 36 years in the Army, having worked in the U.S. government every freaking level from the bottom up to the President of the United States, I can tell you that the way that this program is run is asinine. It has been run very poorly. You cannot do things in such an opaque nature. You have to share information with the public. Otherwise, you sow discord and fear and mistrust. And the information is not a state secret. The things that I've analyzed, they're not rocket science. I've just brought to bear my 36, 40 years of being an analyst and my experience together with asylum seekers, with refugees, with immigration. Look, the problem is this. The U.S. government, just like the British government, is full of political appointees that don't know their rectum from a hole in the wall. And they're worried about their political appointee status, many of them. And so they do things not to get in trouble, or they do things to curry favor. Very few of these political appointees do things for the benefit of the nation and the world. Trust me. I've worked for political appointees and ambassadors. I've also worked for State Department career professional folks. So the bottom line is this. This program was on its ass because they weren't doing anything. Somebody lit a fire under somebody's ass. Their bum is on fire back in the States right now, and they've got to show progress before 30 September. That's why we interviewed 3,000 refugee applicants in Pretoria in the past 2 weeks after doing a dozen here, 3 or 4 there. 3,000. Now, the problem with that, folks, is the backlog of fingerprint checks, the security background checks, your medical, all that takes time. But lots of people are finding a way over. Lots of people. Anyway. And once again, who's caught with their pants down? Not Reuters. They're the only honest media outlet there. CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, Newsroom Africa, News 24, Daily Maverick, IOL, all cockprot, all nonsense bullshit talkers. Bunch of leftist, hate-wanking outlets that fail to tell the truth. They're still running around saying 49 instead of 59. They're still running around saying only white people are coming. Folks, I know Indians in America from South Africa who've left in the program. I know coloreds in America who've left from South Africa. But why do they push this narrative? Why do they push this narrative? For the same reason these disgraceful, shameful people assign collective guilt to people born after apartheid ended. How do you blame a 15-year-old for apartheid? You must be an evil person to blame someone. What has a 15-year-old done? Nothing. They've grown up under a majority black government led by the ANC, which has spent the past 31 years stealing from the people of South Africa. There are 3 times as many black South Africans living in abject poverty today as under the racist National Party. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? I can explain that. Thieves. Thieves. Everywhere you look. Thieves. Race hustling thieves. I mean, look at Stellenbosch. Oh, Trump's wrong. Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. But what did we find out last week? Alexander Kodemeyer caught on video saying we have to do something. We can't hire white men. That's not how this organization should be. What we have to do is we have to make their life uncomfortable because they keep getting the highest scores. We can't hire people internally because they aren't qualified. So we have to hire white men. We don't want that. So what are we going to do? We're going to make their life difficult, have to get hired, so they resign so we can hire. What kind of nonsense is that? Never mind the white, black, colored issue. Let's talk about the failure of the Stellenbosch municipality for 31 years to train, mentor, educate, and lead their subordinates to be better, to become leaders, to lead the organization. How do you run an organization and never train your subordinates? Every job I ever had in the Army, I trained the people below me to replace me because walking across that hill, I could die in a bullet in an instant. You cannot count on being there all the time. You must leave the organization in a better position than when you arrived. You do that by training your subordinates, entrusting them, give them responsibility, and mentoring them. And the Stellenbosch municipality has done none of that for 31 years. But they want to blame it on apartheid because they're lazy, sitting on their lard-ass bums. Okay, well, got the blood pressure up. Actually, it's not. 58 beats in 60 seconds. 118 over 67. That will be my blood pressure. Anyway, but seriously, guys. Anyway, so there you have it. But so they've updated the website at the American Embassy in South Africa now, and it says exactly what I said it was going to say. And by the way, I do not have direct contact with the State Department on this issue. If I did, I would have had secrets. But instead, I've been analyzing these things since February 7th. Remember, I went live 2 hours after Trump issued his executive order. Go back to February 7th, watch that live broadcast for 3 hours and 40 minutes before I did a live interview with Gareth Cliff in South Africa after midnight my time. Go back. Everything I said was correct without any information. Why? Because that's what honest, objective journalists do. They evaluate, they analyze, and give you the best. Now, we don't always have the information. Sometimes we don't have information. That's what it is as an intelligence analyst. Sometimes you have gaps. You have to make assumptions about intentions. Anyway, and the only assumption I made on that first broadcast was that this program would be open to all racial minorities. But I didn't say racial minorities, I said ethnic minorities, because I was thinking even some black South Africans who identify as Afrikaners, guys like Referenza, you know, that guy who sings in Afrikaans. He could identify as an Afrikaner. So I was correct, but was more correct when they actually went with what I wanted to. So yeah, PetLift is not affiliated, okay? Wow. Their publicly disseminated information claims they can assist with reception and placement services as well as your pets. It's not accurate and has led to confusion. Woo! If you've been approved for refugee status, please ensure that you're only working with refugee officials. Well, I asked the question, how they could ever do that. And I interviewed Morgan on here, Morgan Alsop on here. Wow. Yep. But the problem is this, folks. It's not Morgan. I know it's Morgan. The problem is the people in the groups that the pet people have. And that's one of the groups that malign me. They slandered me. They libeled me, they lied about me, and they misled the public. And here it is, right here, right there on the U.S. Embassy website. They misled the public. See? Anyway. All right, folks. Yep, Ian says, I was watching you live that day and sent him my email. Yep. I'm blessed to have had your February 7th on my YouTube feed purely by coincidence. Even like me, if you're born 1968, you're blamed. Yeah. Ida, you're slightly older than me. Anyway, my laptop is going to die because, you know, I can't sit inside because of the, it's 15% because of the music. So I'll get a copyright strike. All super chats go to Colonel's cloning program to have a choice now diversity. The two can't coexist. Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, 703 likes. Thanks, guys. I'm going to need to wrap it up here because I got to run an errand real quick. Okay. All right, so bye, danke, Kia Boah. Merci mille fois, vielen Dank. Es hat mir sehr gut gefällt heute Abend bei uns unsere Sendung aus England und ich hoffe, dass alle bei uns einen guten Abend gehabt haben. Tiens, bonsoir à tous. Je suis très heureux que vous êtes là avec nous pour notre prochaine transmission. Ça sera peut-être demain. Ouais, d'accord. Bis tomorrow, okay? Cheers, everybody. Take care. Put a stop and listen to your